Welcome back, tribe. I have one here saying entitled modern women outraged as men going their own way have gone too far.
All right, I have a question, and this one's for the boys. Ladies, feel free to hang out in the comments and get an education right alongside This is for the men who say, pick better, who tell us to pick better. How? How do we do that? When women speak on women's issues and femicide and domestic violence, there's always got to be at least one of you who's got to jump on in and say, well, you should have picked better, or...
Because it's called agency, it's called accountability. Everyone should be picking better. We don't look down on men who picked the wrong woman and got absolutely wrecked on marriage and go, oh, you poor guy. She was absolutely evil. What a complete witch. How could she do such a thing? And the whole community rallies around him. That doesn't happen for men. What we're saying today is essentially, it's your fault. You spread your legs. You went out on dates. You said yes. You invited him in your house or went to his place alone. And you started pursuing this man that had a bunch of red flags. You knew a bunch of other women wanted him. That's why you wanted him. He was a bad boy. He excited you because he was reckless, because he didn't plan for the future, because he seemed exciting. And now you want to act all shocked and like, I can't take accountability for me picking bad boy. The Chads and the Tyrones have pumped and dumped me. Why can't guys just be nice? That's what they say. I just want a nice guy when they're 30 plus. After getting pumped and dumped by hundreds of dudes, then they have this realization the market's drying up. You're old, you're used, no other guy wants you that you want. And you go, I wish guys weren't such assholes. When she says guys being assholes, it's those assholes she's talking about that gets all the women. She's specifically talking, I wish I could get a bad boy to treat me right like the nice guys would, but those nice guys are ugly as hell. I won't give them the time of day. Ew. That's why a lot of women, when you tell them straight up, would you choose a rich man that cheats on you? Or would you choose a loyal man that's poor and he'll treat you like a queen? They'll go for the rich man because it's better to cry in a Ferrari than it is to cry broke. He's going to cheat on me anyways, even when he's poor. They don't care, bro. It's all logistics to them. They're realists. Yes, you should have picked better. You were hoping you were the one that could change this wild stallion who's just smashing girls left and right. And you're going to be the last woman he's ever going to be with. Congratulations, you played yourself. Stupid.
You're the one who opened your legs. Granted, you got me. But to tell me to pick better instead of telling him to do better, it's confusing. It's confusing. How am I supposed to know the difference between good guys like you, of course, and the ones who are beaters and cheaters? The cheaters get backed up by their buddies, and the beaters get backed up by the legal system. So what's a girl to do? How are we supposed to know? All of you say,
delusional.
I'd never put hands on a woman, and we know that that's at least not true half the time, if not most of the time. So
how delusional can you be? Have you seen the statistics for domestic violence? Have you seen what it's like for lesbian relationships? Women are far more violent than men in relationships. They just get away with it more. That's why you don't hear about it. Yes, a man is stronger and he can do a lot of damage. And of course, they don't want to talk about the dark side of that, how there's a ton of women out there with a psychological profile, boys. It's hard to explain this to you because it's a very taboo subject, but there are women out there that will literally say, if he doesn't hit me, he doesn't love me. Now, this stems from deep childhood trauma, and there's nothing you can do to fix that person. They have to go to therapy. But there are a lot of relationships. I've seen it myself. If you get in between a guy hitting his woman, most of the time, it's so messed up to think about that you're going to save this poor girl from this guy that she will turn on you and start beating you too and tell you to get off of him if you start winning or something of that nature. And then you'll see them out together the very next day, her with a black eye, holding hands, happy, smiling, and giggling. Bro, it's a lot darker than simply this guy's taking advantage. Some of these women are looking for these types of relationships because they themselves are damaged, or some women like to instigate their boyfriend hitting them. I've had a relationship in the past where a woman was trying to goad me into hitting her because she wanted to see if I loved her or not. As in, if I hit her, I loved her. That I cared enough to get that emotionally riled up. Because if I didn't, it meant I didn't really like her. This is how twisted they are in their heads. Bro, be careful.
How are we supposed to tell? Mansplain it harder to me, Daddy.
What man is going to look at that and say, you know what? I do need to pay her bills. Ladies, this is what you should ask yourself before you ask your man that man, because he ain't yours yet. Ask yourself, what am I bringing to him to ease or make his life better?
Facts.
That's what value is. If you can't answer that question, you don't deserve anything yet. What has that man said in the way that you bring him value? If it's only, let me take you to dinner, let me take you to eat, let me do what? Why does he want to keep serving you if there's no service back? It is the law of reciprocity. What can you do to support that man?
Simple.
And that is the problem with these modern day women. It is all I, me, take. You got to be careful who you give to, because takers don't know when to stop.
Perfect.
Okay.
I am tired. These people they're ruining this generation. It's literally ruining the generation. And then little girls are glamorizing and fetishizing.
I mean, they got Sexy Red as a role model, girl.
Oh,
That woman basically nailed the exact problem today that we have with the delusional standards. Is most of these women only know how to get a man's attention sexually, but they don't know how to keep a man's attention in a relationship, because they really don't provide any value besides what's in between their legs. That's the sad part. That's all they were taught to do, is get that push-up bra, get the short skirt, get your legs wide open, and hopefully that's enough. You got the good kitty, the best kitty on the block. And that's not enough. That's just a fun for the night. You're another notch on a bedpost. You really want to keep a man, you make his life easier. You are his piece. If I have to get into a relationship with you and things get worse for me in any way, I have more work to do. I have more arguments. I have more stress. I have more problems. You are going to be nexted. You're not going to last long. But if you start alleviating all these issues in my life, you start saving me time on shit, you're pleasant to be around, you remove stress from me, you understand me mentally, psychologically. And if I'm stressed out from work or life or family or whatever it is that I'm dealing with, and you're able to soothe that and keep me grounded, you're worth your weight in gold. Most women can't do any of those things today at all. Not even close, bro. They think it's a flex to be a difficult woman, to be a boss babe, to stand your ground, to walk all over your simp boyfriend and demand everything, and he's cater to me. That's the dumbest shit you could possibly imagine. And they wonder why none of them have rings. They're multi-generational ringless. Their mothers had no rings, no man in the house. They have no man in the house, no rings. And their daughters and their granddaughters will be the same. This is just a generation of broken households. We're not mending any of the real issues here. The real issues here is you have to respect yourself first in order for somebody else to respect you. Take yourself seriously. Invest in yourself. Learn some key skills. Be somebody of value, of worth in a relationship, somebody would want to be with. If you looked at yourself in the mirror and you just categorized your entire life and your character and your personality and your attitude, mentality, everything, and you looked in the mirror and you said, would I date me? Or better yet, if my son or my daughter could see me right now, my future son or my daughter, would they be proud of me? If that's not a good answer, man, you got work to do. Men and women. Always strive to be the best, dude. Get out of the cesspool. There's a bunch of people today that will die alone. Probably close to half the statistics that are going to bear out in the, 2050, 50% of women will be single and childless. Dude, that number is going to explode. Those are just estimates. We don't know what the curve looks like, man. The curve could be accelerating dramatically. 40% could be a low ball potentially. We have no idea. But we have the antidote. It's just people don't want to fix, because bruising your ego is something most people can't stand doing today.
Hi. So I'm officially 36 and I'm single against my will. So hello. I didn't think I'd be here again, but here we are. So I just want to say I really appreciate the...
You know, we gotta come up with the word. I don't know what it is, but we have the word incel for men that involuntarily can't get laid. And we have to have a word for women that involuntarily can't be in a relationship. Like, they can't, despite everything, they cannot hold on to a man, because in terms of men and women, a guy that can't get laid is the same kind of loser a woman that can't get a man is to be in a relationship with her, not have sex. The dynamic of sex is different between both men and women. But if a woman cannot hold on to a man, she's the same kind of loser that she's talking shit about as the dude that cannot get laid. We characterize them as Dorito dust, double chinning, Mountain Dew sipping, fat globs that are on their computer all day. That's what we imagine them as. But for the women, it's the same thing. She can look completely normal like this, but the Dorito, Mountain Dew sipping, is psychological for them. They're just dirty in their minds, bro. They're broken. They're completely lost. They can't hold on to a man at all because personality-wise, mentality-wise, they're the Mountain Dew sipping version of that. No matter how good your body looks, you cannot hold on to a man. What a freaking fail. You're a woman. In between your legs is something every man wants, and yet no man wants to stay. Talk about being a loser, bro. That's the brutal truth.
The really, really kind comments and DMs about the situation. It means a lot. I've really just been taking it an hour at a time at this point. He wished me happy birthday on my birthday. We went back and forth a couple of times. I said, I'd love, thanks for the birthday wishes. I'd love to see you when you're back, because that's the truth. Like, my feelings didn't just shut off. I'm someone who, I want to have a face-to-face conversation. That's just it. So I said, I'd love to see you when you're back. Asked if he wanted to go for a walk this weekend, which we would normally do with Harry anyway, and nothing. So I'm just, I'm just processing. It's shocking. It's very out of character for this person. I don't hate them because I think he's wonderful, and I think whatever he's going through, it makes me sad that I can't be there for him, or we can't talk through it, but this is just what's in front of me. So I just have to work through the emotions. So it's been a lot of crying, a lot of writing, a lot of this sort of thing. It's very cathartic to do this. And, I'm just sorry that so many people could relate to this, because it's just, you have to communicate. You have to communicate. I mean,
look, I understand you have to communicate, but sometimes the other person just doesn't want to communicate with you. Sometimes the other person have let themselves slip up to a point where you don't love them anymore. Sometimes the other person has done something that you just can't forgive. Look, this stuff happens. But what she's doing is trying to hold on to this person, and we don't know the details of what happened. We could only guess. But all we see from her point of view is that this guy doesn't want anything to do with her, and she's still clinging on instead of valuing herself and moving on with her life. Why does she still want to meet a guy that doesn't want to talk to her and is ghosting her? Why does she still want to have a conversation and go on a walk? Why is she still holding on to the potential of being in a relationship and happy times with this person when clearly it's not working? Whatever they're going through, it's irrelevant. You as a person need to value yourself, your time. What about you? And she's not asking herself these questions. She does it from I'll fix him, or I can fix this. We have a lot of people like this in society that when problems arise, they're the fixers. They want to fix everything when things can't be fixed. Sometimes things are broken for good. You just have to move on. Hard pill to swallow for a lot of people because of the sunk cost fallacy. They've invested a lot of time in some people, and it sucks when it doesn't work out.
I mean, conflict is inevitable. I mean, I'm not talking about toxicity and abusive situations. That's not okay. But conflict is normal and healthy, and it's just sort of a function of taking two people who have two totally different upbringings and experiences and everything. You put them together, there's going to be conflict. To think that there's not is just, I don't know, delusional, and maybe that's the solution. I don't know. But conflict is inevitable. You have to be able to communicate. It's really unfortunate and disappointing that this person just refuses to do so, and I just have to take that and move forward. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to stay busy, exercise, spend time with friends, cry when I want to cry. I don't know if I'm going to run into him.
I'm actually fully fucking sick of men in their mid-20s, late.
Pause, face. Just come on, sis, pink hair. Just show me you're like a poison dart frog and I shouldn't go anywhere near you, let alone touch you. Like, come on, man. What the hell? Common sense, people.
Bruh.
20s, even early 30s, messaging me, asking me to come round. Come round to your house? I don't know you, bro. Literally, if you just had said, hey, would you want to catch up for a drink? I'll most likely go home with you, if the vibes are good, of course. You act like I'm asking you for a fucking goose that shits fucking gold eggs. I'm really not. It's fucking easy. Hey, would you like to go get a drink? But instead, in your head, it's like, hey, I know I'm a random fucking stranger and you've just seen a photo of me. Want to come around? No, dude. No, I don't want to come around.
And do you know, dude, why guys are saying that is because most of your sisters that you hang out with, your girlies, are doing that for the men on the dating apps. Want to come around? Yes, he's got a six-pack. He's 6 foot tall. He's making six figures. He's one of the catches, the top 5%ers. They will be coming around, sis. Men are seeing what's working with other men. There's other women that have no self-esteem. Even the slob cave troll 2s are just ready to get pumped and dumped. Have no self-respect and will go to a guy's house that they deem is far more attractive than like a 7 or something. Or hell, even if the top man wants an easy layup, he just says, look, I'm busy, I'm tired tonight, blah, 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 excuses left and right, and just come on around. And that little Willie will start breaststroking across the pavement to get there. Come on, man. What's wrong with you guys? Stop training men to get it easy.
I just saw a video and I'm going to be really vague about it because I don't want to hurt.
Okay, dude. Where? Oh, come on.
Bruh.
Jesus
Nope.
Christ. Oh, my God, man. Do you see this? That's what I tell you guys. Is it not common sense? You have neck tattoos. You're one step away from getting stuff on your face.
The specific person's feelings, but I do want to make a bunch of people aware. Saw a video, a girl has been on several dates and keeps getting ghosted or left at the place that she's at, or just completely like they'll show up, she'll see them, and then they walk away. This girl is a big girl. It's just the truth. She's a very big girl. And the way she's going about the videos is that she's talking about these men not being good because she's dating in 2024.
Oh my God, bro.
Dating is so, and she's being sarcastic, and she's like, this is so much fun because like getting ghosted for a bunch of times in a row isn't ideal, and she's like blaming it on like 2024 dating because that's all everyone's posting about is like how dating sucks in 2024. But a harsh
Let's get the
like shit show reality is that if you are searching for someone to love you while you are in a stage of your life where you don't feel much love for yourself, hence like taking care of yourself, losing weight.
There we go.
You are only going to be searching for people and finding people for the purpose of getting validation from them and trying.
Just be real. Stop with the word salad. She's fat as shit. That's what it is. You're overweight. Nobody cares. You're fat. You eat too much. You have no self-control. Your mentality is extremely weak. You can't even fight your own inner demons that tell you to eat this, eat that, you have no self-control. It's not attractive. If you have no self-control for something as simple as and primal as food, what kind of self-control are you going to have in a relationship? What kind of self-control in a marriage with kids involved? Long-term planning. What self-control do you have if you can't control the food you put in your mouth, bro? It's disgusting to every single man. We don't have to tippy-toe around this. Women don't like fat dudes. Women laugh at chunky guys. Women are disgusted at the thought of even thinking of having intercourse with a dude that's overweight. There's a reason. You're unfit for Mother Nature. You would die in the wild. An animal would catch you and kill you, and you'd be a nice fat meal. It's just a fitness test, dude, and you failed.
To see that they love you so that you can love yourself. Like it gives your searching for that love through them. And that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of pressure to put on 2024 dating as a whole. The harsh reality is that if you don't start to do something to help yourself and make yourself feel proud of yourself, and even if it's just working towards it and dating while you work towards it, you won't be successful in finding someone who loves you for you, and you won't be loving them for them.
No one is going to love you for you. It's transactional. You have to provide something, both men and women. She has got to be beautiful. She may have to have a low body count. She may have to have whatever characteristics the guy is specifically looking for. Likewise, the man has to have what she's looking for, a certain height, a certain depth in the wallet, a certain size meat stick. It depends. Everybody's got their own little preferences, and you got to meet up to those standards. Most men don't want a fat woman, so you met no standard. So you get no man. Just like a broke dude gets no women because he's got no money. Unless he's been well endowed with a foot long, and he just goes into full pump and dump mode based off reputation alone and girls talking about it. You got to have something.
Them, because you'll be only loving them because the idea of someone loving you will give you a purpose. And that's just the truth. And I hope that nobody takes this video the wrong way. I'm sure some people will. But all in all, if I can help someone realize before it's too late, before you've hit a threshold or before you've started to hit menopause and it's way harder to lose weight, I hope that this reaches those people who are open-minded to the idea that, wow, like, I did need something to, like, wake me up and be like, oh, like, I still have fucking time. You still have time. And maybe once you get over that bridge of, like, starting to lose the weight or starting to be healthier, maybe you won't even need these guys. You won't even need the love of those guys, because the love that you're going to feel for yourself is going to be so nourishing and refreshing and so new to you that you're going to be like, what the fuck was I living without for this long? I love you guys. That's all.
Men to realize that it's an entirely different thing when women come on this app and vocalizes the experiences that other men have put them through. I just had a homeboy tell me that I'm part of the problem and I'm ignorant because I come on this app, and I made a video like men are selfish, men tend to be unempathetic. And don't get me wrong, I understand there are women.
The issue on this app is because some people think their feelings are more valid than others. And in this take of hers, I believe she is saying that since men have always oppressed women, that women's feelings should be taken into account more. I'm sorry, that's where your issue lies, because in reality, men in the past were not allowed to express themselves the way they are today. And even when men do express themselves, a lot of you don't want to hear them out because you're too worried about your own feelings. And now you have a tug-of-war of whose feelings are more valid, when in reality, both feelings of both genders are equally as important. Don't get me wrong, I still understand the fact that women in 2024 are still battling what they can or can't do with their body. I do believe if you ask the average person walk down the street, they're gonna say, I don't care. So then once again, we have that 1%, in America at least, that holds a lot of power, making decisions that is representing all men, when all men don't even think the exact same way. And in reality, if you ask a man what a woman should do with their body, I believe most would say, let her do what she wants.
He's almost there, dude. Almost. See, it's not the top 1% that are representing men and doing things for men. It's the top corporations that are doing things for corporations. See, we've created with Citizens United an entity that corporations are now like persons. So every law that gets passed today, all the political influence, everything, the world around us is now revolved in our so-called quasi-capitalist system, is for the benefit of corporations, these new persons with unlimited power. So everything you see around you is to the benefit for them. That's why your roads are getting worse. That's why your communities are becoming poorer. That's why your neighborhoods look like shit more and more. That's why your borders are open. That's why your wages have stagnated. That's why you can't afford a house anymore. That's why rent has gone up so much you can't afford to live where you've been for the past couple of years. That's why food is so goddamn expensive. That's why you're being poisoned with chemicals in the said food you're eating. That's why pharmaceutical drugs cost so much. That's why you can't get the medicine you need. That's why you can't even afford healthcare. It's designed to suck every last drop out of you. And through this system has been born this organic lash out from men and from women, except we don't know where to point our fingers to. So we're lashing out at each other, at our neighbors, at our political parties, every single thing. But the root cause of all these issues and stress, corporations and the power they wield over our government and society. That's why you see men and women fighting. Do you think we'd have the same issues if we could all have good salaries, afford places to live, starting families wasn't so expensive, food wasn't making us feel like shit, messing with our hormones, getting us sick, if we could afford to go to the doctor for health checkups? Do you think if we lived in a society that actually worked for the average person, we'd have all these problems? We'd be stressed out in the manner we are? We'd be so aggressive and combative and angry? The easiest person to point the blame to right now is the closest one in your vicinity, the one you can directly see. Who is that? If you're a man, it's women. If you're a woman, it's men. They seem like they're the biggest obstacle in your life. Society for both sides seems like it's designed to help the other. No, it's designed to help corporations and how they make money and profit and hold on to power and monopolize their own industries. Be very wary, guys. It's not women. Women didn't vote for this. Women aren't causing all your issues. No. This shit's been going on before most of you have been born. Corporations have been slowly, inch by inch, taking your power, your personal liberties, and have completely corrupted our government. Your quality of life has been getting worse since before you were born. This has deep ties to the financial reserve, our dollar not being backed by gold, the boom-bust cycles of an economy under debt-driven, inflationary printing of infinite money scheme we're under right now. Dude, I address these kinds of videos simply so you can learn on an interpersonal dynamic, on a one-on-one what to look for, or how general these people get so brainwashed. But make no mistake that getting your passport is the utmost importance today. Make no mistake that the empire is going to inevitably fall. America's time has gone. We have been sold out to the highest bidders, and the rest of the normal class is paying for it. We had the largest upward transfer of wealth from the middle class in the past couple of years. We've printed the most amount of dollars that we've ever printed in the last 200 some odd years America has been alive. We've done it in just the past couple of years. This system isn't sustainable. And you can see the erosion in the morality, the social fabric as a whole, common sense, and general intelligence have all started declining. This is not somewhere you want to be long term. I'll close it out with that. Don't want to be negative, boys, but invest in yourself, get a passport, escape the system. And we'll see you on the next one.